just like growing up, I was growing up in an entrepreneurial type family, you know, and my dad, one thing my dad always told me is be a leader, never a follower, you know what I mean? Never follow, be a leader. And I think that stuck with me, you know, just.
You just living life thinking that, oh, I'm just gonna go in this meeting and I'm just gonna wing it and see how it comes out. And when you're not successful, you start blaming everybody else. Come on, man. You know
Like,
what
stop
it is.
putting on a facade and this facade of somebody that you're not.
Stop trying
Become
to look
that-
good and actually
Put in the groundwork.
finish it. Yeah.
Finally getting a black teacher that looks like you, that represents you, that's smart. You know, it's just amazing.
My name is Robert Peters. Welcome to the Sharp and Sharper podcast. I have a special guest with me today. He's an entrepreneur. He cuts hair. He's an investor. Chapman. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. Where did you grow up?
Grew up in LA. I've always been in LA.
You're an LA boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So what got you into like cutting hair? Like, talk to me about that journey.
Alright, cutting hair. So I think it was around junior year of high school, or going into junior year.
Mm-hmm.
I saw my brother, he got my dad's clippers, and he was cutting his hair. And I was like, it doesn't look that bad. Like, he cut his hair, he faded his hair. It wasn't that bad. And I was like, alright, let me try this out. So I did it, and looking back at it, I didn't even have like the right equipment to do that. So I was cutting my hair, and I brought it up like way too high. I swear, it looked like a yarmulke on my head, bro. Like a yarmulke straight like this, bro. And and everyone in my family tried to fix it, and it was just getting worse and worse.
You can't fix that.
You couldn't fix it, bro. And I was just so like, oh my god, what did I do? And the worst part was, it was on Father's Day, dude. It was on Father's Day. My dad was dying, bro. He was like crying, laughing.
Yeah.
And we had to go to a really nice restaurant, and
Crazy.
I refused to like go out without a hoodie. So like, I was in this nice Italian restaurant with a hoodie on, and just my dad was laughing so hard. And then the next day, or after dinner, we wanted to go to the barber shop to get my hair cut, and because dude, it was so bad and we needed someone to fix it. And I wanted to go when there was like not a lot of people, right? So that would be the best time to go.
Wait, so what were you trying to do with like your
I was trying to fade my hair, okay? Because like, you know when you go to the barber shop, like, you don't want to pay like every 2 weeks to the barber. You know what I mean? So I wanted to do it for myself, and
especially out in LA, they be charging like 40 now.
Yeah.
Like that's the new.
Yeah, but so that happened, and then so I couldn't go that night, so I went the following day, and I sat in the chair, and I was like, before I take off this cap, just know I lost the bet. That's what I said. I lost the bet. That's why my hair is messed up. So that was my excuse. And then the guy was like, oh my god, dude, like, it was so bad, but I pretty much was bald for that summer.
Right.
But it was good. It was the summer. I didn't go to school, so no one saw me. But yeah.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, me and Chance actually went to the same high school.
We did.
Just a little fact.
But yeah, so after that, I'm the type of person to like, once I start something, I cannot be mediocre at it. Like, I have to be the best I can be. And when it came to that, I enjoyed cutting hair, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this again. And then next 50, 100 times, dude, my hair was a mess. I cut my hair all through high school. It wasn't that bad. I got better. I learned through YouTube.
Your hair never looked like a mess, bro.
I learned through
you.
YouTube. I guess you're your own worst critic, you know? But I learned through YouTube, and it's honestly because of my brother, because no one else would let me cut their hair, you know? And my brother was like the pioneer to what I'm doing now, you know what I mean? Because he was like my test dummy. He let me cut his hair, and I remember like I lined him up right here, right? And I brought it up so high like this. It looked like a tiger on his head, dude. And I was just like, I don't know, it was really bad, but it couldn't get worse than that, right? It couldn't get worse than that, so I just kept continuing. I watched videos, and yeah, dude, I'm here where I am today. And I just started cutting people's hair last June, so it was definitely a big transition, because it's like, yo, I'm really in this, and I can really mess you up, you know what I mean? But I got a lot of support, and it's just going really well.
Yeah, cause you always post your like cutting hair videos on Instagram.
Yeah.
I always see them, and like they're clean, bro.
Yeah.
Like I was about to hit you up. Like, can I get how much do you charge actually?
I charge $20.
Okay, dude. that is like a decent price. Like I tried to get my haircut the other day.
$20 now, guys. I was like $20
Right,
now. So
now.
get it now, okay?
You got to, yeah. So where did that mentality of not wanting to be mediocre at whatever you do?
Yeah, so I think just like growing up, I was growing up in an entrepreneurial type family, you know, and my dad, one thing my dad always told me is be a leader, never a follower, you know what I mean? Never follow, be a leader. And I think that stuck with me, you know, just, I don't know, I feel like, why would you want to be, I don't know, why would you want to be mediocre at something? If you can work and be the best you can be, then you should do that. Like, I don't know, I just want to live life to its fullest, and I want to be the best at everything, dude. At the best I can be. Like, I don't want to show off or anything like that, but if I know there's more potential, then I'll do that.
Right, and everybody doesn't even have that fight like that every day, like to get up and like do what you do.
The thing is, like, a lot of people don't know their why. You know what I mean? Like, why are you here? Why are you doing what you're doing? You know what I mean? And I realized my why is, first off, like, I don't want to be a burden to my parents. You know what I mean? They raised me for the last 19 years, and it's my job to support myself and be able to support my future family. And also, like, I don't want to struggle, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Why would you want to struggle? So that's another big why for me. And lastly, for my future family, I want to be able to provide for them. And once you realize, like, how fast life is moving, bro, it's 2020. It's already been a month. What have you done in this last month to even project you to where you want to go?
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
And like, if you're not, you're saying it, you're not writing it down, you're not doing your goals, like, it's just a dream. It's just a dream until you put it into action, you know what I mean? And I feel like, what was I running? I just don't know how to tangent.
No, you're just talking about success and like all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and writing down the vision. And that's what I usually tell people, like, write the vision and make it plain. And once you do that, find somebody who's going to support you or someone who believes in you.
Yeah.
Someone that can help you.
Yeah, dude, because honestly, the people you surround yourself with, and I know you know that, dude, like, that's your team, man. That's your starting five. Like, guys, if you're surrounding yourself with, like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, like, don't surround yourself with dead weight, you know what I mean? Like,
because it's just gonna hold you down.
Dude, the better your team, the better the faster you're gonna get to your goals, you know what I mean? And
right.
I'm so on top of my friends. Like, last time we were talking about, I was like, guys, you guys need to write everything down. I'm gonna go over it, we're gonna plan it, we're gonna make sure you're on the track, because I'm not trying to be all the way up here and you guys stay down here, because I'm going up no matter what. Like, I think I'm my biggest supporter, and that's such a big thing that a lot of people don't have. Like, they don't believe in themselves, but I wasn't always like that, you know what I mean? Going back, like, I wrestled in high school, which you know, and my coach Yuri, unfortunately he passed away in like 9th grade. I only knew him for a few months, but he had such a big impact on my life, you know what I mean? He believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And I didn't always believe in myself, but he was all like, yo, you can make it a state, like, you're gonna be wrestling on that mat. Like, he had this vision for me. And I'm this little small freshman getting beat up and bullied by all the guys in the room. And I'm like, I have no idea what this guy's talking about. And I think, like, once he passed away, it was like a wake-up call, and I was like, dude, he had this vision for me. I need to do this, you know what I mean?
Would you say that woke you up when he died?
I think that was definitely he was a big influence in my life, and it was like, I didn't realize how much he impacted me until after the fact, because, dude, I never lived that life, like, negatively, obviously, but, like, I wasn't always like, oh my gosh, like, I gotta do this, blah, blah, blah. Like, I wasn't like a go-getter, you know what I mean? But I think after
that changed something for you.
Dude, like, he saw this in me, I'm not gonna let him down, you know? And bro, senior year, I did it. I won cities, I went to state, and unfortunately, right before state, like the week before, I broke my femur in wrestling practice. So, like, this bone right here, and, like, I was out, dude, and I think that was the most devastating moment, because I literally did everything right.
You worked so hard.
I worked for 4 years, bro.
Right.
And day in, day out.
Yeah.
And I think that was
that moment you were waiting for was just like snatched.
Like right a week before it too, and it was just so devastating, but dude, honestly, I think that's one of the best things that ever happened to me because now I'm here. Now I'm where I'm at right now.
Right.
And like, I think if I didn't break my femur, I'd be wrestling in college, and that'd be a different storyline, but I'm very glad where I'm at right now. You know what I mean?
So going back to what we talked about before we got on the air, business, like you talked about wholesale, like real estate and all that type of stuff, which I'm kind of interested in too, because I want to go into real estate, have my own company and all that stuff. So what like led you to doing that, and how does all that work?
Okay, so I was raised in an entrepreneurial type family, you know. And
By the way, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but where's your family from?
So my dad is from New York. He's originally from New York, and he has an interesting story. He didn't really have a father figure growing up, and he went to the military. I think he moved to LA when he was around like 16, just by himself. I think he stayed with some family members. He went to school right after high school. He went into the military. Went to the Navy for 4 years. Right after that, he didn't have a really good upbringing at all. So right after that, I think he did some paralegal work, and then I think he said he found this newspaper ad for life insurance, like insurance agents, right? And he's like, oh, I can do that because they're saying they're making 100K. He's like, I can do that. So after that, made 100K before he was 21. Ever since then, he's a financial advisor now, and dude, he just literally, it's a rags to riches story, and like I'm very inspired by my dad. So I get a lot of knowledge from him, and you can see it in me, you know what I mean? And so business again, I didn't take the traditional route when it comes to going to college, right? Because for me, like, I was thinking to myself, I went to college for a year. I went to SMC, so community college, and I was just doing these things that it wasn't projecting me to where I wanted to go, you know what I mean? And I felt like I was wasting my time. And guys, once you realize how valuable your time is, then dude, you're looking at life like a whole different perspective, you know? I was writing these 10-page papers on English that was like, I don't even know, like, what is that even for? You know what I mean? For me, like, I'm not saying for everyone else, but that wasn't helping me. I was in econ learning about our GDP and all this, and like the yield curve and everything like that. Yes, that's good information, but how's that helping me in my timeline, you know what I mean? So I had a discussion with my parents, I thought about it, and I told them, this is not for me. Like, college is not for me, and it's kind of hard to wrap your brain around it, especially if you're an older age, because college was the ticket to success, you know what I mean? The thing is, college, everyone has a college degree nowadays. Everyone has a college degree nowadays, and what's separating you from the pack? Like,
Nothing. Everybody has a college degree, nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, like, a lot of people who go to college, they think, once I get this paper, this is guaranteed, you know? And what happens is, so once they get their degree, they're like, all right, I gotta find a job now, I gotta find a job. All right, they're working a 9-to-5 job, working at Target, have a freaking degree to be a lawyer, right? But they're so comfortable with what they're making, that degree is just sitting there. And you're so comfortable and you don't wanna take the risk, so you're gonna be working that job for the next 40 to 50 years of your life, guys. 40 to 50 years of doing something you don't want to do. And again, like, I feel like success to me is nothing without passion, you know what I mean? And if I'm a lawyer, like, if my parents wanted me to be a lawyer, and I don't like being a lawyer, I'm making, what, 400K a year? Yes, I'm successful in a monetary value, but if I dread going to my job every day, then am I really successful? No, I don't think so. That's spending 8 to 10 hours every day of my life, you know what I mean? And what is that doing for me? I don't feel fulfilled at all, you know? I think I was put on this earth to help people, you know what I mean? Whether it be mentally or once it's financially, because my thing is, like, the money's not for me. Obviously, I'm gonna be financially free and things like that, but I want to be able to project people into where they want to go. You're making music, I believe in you. All right, man, I got you. Like, you gotta prove to me. I will be your head start. I just want to see you make it. So you have no excuse, you know what I mean? A lot of people have these dreams and goals, like funding is hard for them, but if I could be that person, then I would really enjoy that. So going back to the business thing, I have a lot of side hustles, you know what I mean? I resell shoes, I cut hair, and I trade. So cutting hair and trading, those are two passions of mine, you know what I mean? Guys, like, when I cut hair, I feel blissful, you know what I mean? Because it's what I like to do, and I know I love doing it, and
You find joy in it.
I find joy in doing it. And a lot of people, I don't think can say that. Like, a lot of people don't chase after their passions because they say there's no money into it, okay? But like, I think you can find money anywhere, honestly. I want to be making mad money going to the shop because I want to go to the shop, not because I have to go to the shop and cut hair, you know what I mean? Be a millionaire cutting hair, bro. Who does that, you know what I mean? But that's what I want to do because that's my passion, you know? And so I realized like last year was a wake up, also like reality hit, I think 2019, because dude, I pay all my bills. I pay for my phone, I pay for my car, I pay for my insurance. The only thing that's my parents are paying for is the roof over my head and the food that I eat, you know what I mean? And once you see like, holy snap, dude, this is real life, you know? And a lot of people in college, like, I'm not bashing college at all, because like, if you want to be a doctor, you gotta go. You want to be a lawyer, you gotta go. But like, dude, these people don't realize how hard life is, bro. And it's gonna be like, oh wow, like, oh my god, I gotta pay for these bills. Oh my gosh, like, my phone costs that much. Oh my god, gas, I'm paying $200 a month for gas, like, you know. So a lot of people don't realize that, and it's kind of scary to see. You're getting out of college at what, 24, and you're just starting. My thing was like, all right, I don't want to go to college. I'm 18. I'm ahead of the game. Those 6 years or 4 years, you're done. I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna be done what I want to do. I'm gonna be projected. I'm gonna be at my goal by 25. You know what I mean? So,
Right. Yeah, I think it's really interesting when you talked about like college, like how college is not for everyone.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, and actually, it's been proven that employers are not even looking for just people who have a college degree, but they're looking
workers, man.
They're looking for people who have experience.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not some people who got, like, for instance, I know someone who has a degree in arts.
Yeah.
Now she's like a manager of a big leasing company. So like the degree is like, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like, guys.
And there's actually
jobs.
Yeah.
Like,
there's so many more people who haven't even gone to college.
They're literally, these people who don't have college degrees are hiring people with master's degrees. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that crazy?
Like so many people.
And but a lot of people don't have that mindset of getting after it, you know, like how you said. And people are okay being like, they want to be comfortable, and a lot of people don't want to be outside their comfort zones. So it's understandable, you know what I mean? Because like, okay, I'm gonna go to college and this degree is gonna help me get my 50K job a year. Dude, I don't want a limit. I don't want to be capped at 50K. Like, I'm working for your dreams while I can be working for mine. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like, I can't wrap my head around it, and I'll never be a worker bee. And like, my dad always told me, he said, there's one quote, it's like, why does one person get paid $10 while the other gets paid $10,000, dude? It's all about knowledge, man. It's all about your knowledge, and if you can turn that into something, then the sky's the limit. So, yeah.
So it sounds like you're thinking about like business, and like, are you thinking about opening your own company eventually? Is that one of your goals?
I think, so for cutting hair, the goal this year, go to school for that, and then get my license, cut in the shop, and eventually open a business for that. Honestly, I don't think that's gonna be my main source of revenue, or income.
It's just
like,
something.
Yeah.
It's just something.
But trading, dude, like, once I experience the markets, like, there's no going back, dude, honestly.
But before you go into trading, I want to get into an article that was posted on Forbes in 2018. Talks about small businesses and their growth all the way up to 10 years. So the name of this article is, what percentage of small businesses fail, and how can you avoid being one of them? According to the Small Business Administration Office of Advocacy's 2018 frequently asked questions, roughly 80% of small businesses survive the first year. That number might be surprisingly high to you, especially considering commonly held belief that most businesses fail within the first year. However, the numbers fall sharply after that. Only about half of small businesses survive after the 5-year mark, ranking from 45.4 to 51%, depending on the year the business started. Beyond that, only about 1 in 3 small businesses make it to the 10-year mark. So I think a lot of the times in business too, people are just starting them and not knowing if there's a need. Someone once told me, if you want to start a business, go to a community and find what their needs are and use that need to fund what you want to do. Yeah. So how do you grapple with that mentality or just that reality that 1 in 3 by the 10-year mark are going to be gone?
Yeah, I think what you were saying, a lot of businesses don't attend to people's needs. They're just doing things because they like what they're doing. But if it's not, cutting hair is a necessity for people. It's not a necessity, it's a luxury, right? But a lot of guys don't want to be looking all messed up, you know what I mean? And I feel like it's a really good gateway. And there's a lot of things happening in the barber industry. People are now they're doing man weaves, bro. They're people get man weaves, and there's
dude, I've seen that.
Yeah, and it's cool. I mean, it's pretty cool. And people are getting their teeth whitened while they're getting their hair cut. Mm-hmm. It's giving a good experience, an all around experience for your customer. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of businesses they lose their passion. You know what I mean? They're they're struggling, and it's kind of. I think they just give up, you know what I mean? I feel like it's all about your mindset. Honestly, dude, if you really want it, you're gonna make it happen no matter what. If you really want it, you know what I mean? You would go to every single person. You would be promoting your store to every single person if you really wanted it. But a lot of people don't want it.
They say they do, but they don't want to do the work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And just going off of that, but. Yeah, the business would be cool. It's just learning how to get there and then taking the necessary precautions.
Right. What are some of the tools that you use to keep your mind in check and stay focused? Because our mind literally. I was just talking about this in one of my videos. If you guys,
I saw.
So I'm talking about your mind makes everything else work. Because if your mind is not working, if your inner me is your enemy, which is the thing that's in between your ears, your mind, then you have an issue.
Yeah, so I think something that's very fortunate for me growing up was my parents were my number one supporters, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't have that, and it takes a toll on you, but my mom is so big on programming. With my little sister, everything we say, you have to say things in a certain way, because if you say something else, then it's gonna be dude, it's gonna take a toll on you. If you did bad, you get a bad report card, and your parents why are you doing so bad in school, blah, 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 blah. But if they said, so how are we gonna help you? How are we gonna do this? You feel way better instead of hoping you're gonna get in trouble or something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Words have weight.
Yeah, dude, my mindset, I'm really big on mindset. Me, one of my boys, that's all we talk about, and it would literally put you, it would literally give you a whole different perspective. Mm-hmm. And I think people our age, they lack that, and not to bash anyone or anything like that, but it's very important because, dude, like you said, if you're not your number one supporter or you're just doubting yourself all the time, of course you're never gonna make it. I can't see myself not being successful, dude. I literally can't. It's unfathomable to me, you know what I mean?
Right.
I only see greatness, and
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm not even trying to I don't know, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it's there, and I have such a burning passion, and I only see good things for myself.
I totally see it.
Yeah,
I see it. Yeah, and if you want to, can you go back to when you were talking about, if you don't mind, you're talking about your friends and how you were telling them that you guys have to write a vision and do stuff like that. Like, do you meet with your friends every month and like talk about, okay, this went well with our personal lives, like business-wise or school-wise, and then this is how we can do better?
Yeah, all right. So I think last year for most of my friends, like we were out of school. We got out of high school 2 years ago. So last year was pretty much finding out what we want to do in our life. And I feel like a lot of us have found that. And so last year was kind of like a test drive, right? And my parents we used to do vision board, or we do vision boards, right? So last year we did a vision board, but I was so lost. I was like, I don't know what I want to do in my life, you know? So it's kind of hard to have a vision if you don't even know what you want to do. So I think that's like the first thing you gotta find out. But once I found out, like this year, I'm like, oh my God, dude, I know exactly what I want to do. I'm gonna write this out. So I was talking to the guys, and this is like the first year we're gonna do it. And I told them like, okay, we gotta write down our goals. Okay, we're gonna write down our goals. Now we're gonna create the plan, all right? We're gonna break it up, all right, month by month, week by week, day by day. And once you do that, dude, all successful people have a routine, man. Like, you're not gonna, they're not just lollygagging, you know what I mean? Like, you can't, dude, you have to have a direction. If you're driving and you don't have like a map or GPS, you don't know where you're gonna go. You're just gonna be wandering around.
That's it.
You know
That's it. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a big one for us, for me at least, because I hate to see my friends, and I will not allow my friends to be put in a situation where they're struggling and just barely they're surviving, you know what I mean? I want them to be living.
You want to be thriving.
Yeah, dude.
You don't want the bare minimum. You want the most you can get.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Bro, like, mark these words. I swear 5 years from now, like, all of us, you'll see us everywhere. We're going to be going to freaking France. Italy,
Absolutely, bro.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's what life is about. And I really want to help people see that for themselves, you know what I mean? Because I can't say that I was born in a bad family or anything like that. Like, a lot of people, and because that's usually the excuse, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have that kind of support system around me, but you can create that, you know what I mean? I literally, anyone watching this, I would be your rock, you know what I mean? Like, I will help you get to where you want to go. Like, that's all I want to do in life. I just want to help people, and it'll be cool, bro.
So like, if you read my notebook a little bit, you see what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that I've been like thinking about too. So that's really good. Can you like, is there anybody that has given you the best like piece of advice like in life or business or training, like whatever?
I think in life, I listen to a lot of Gary Vee. I don't know if you know who that is. My thing, like, I have this goal that I want to be set by 25, you know what I mean? I want to be just doing whatever I want to do. I'm financially free. And he always talks about like how people are so in a rush to do things and they want to be like this by 20, you know what I mean? And I think I taken a step back and I'm like, he's right, dude. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And because I think the best part when you're working towards your goal, it's not the end product, but it's you going through it, you know what I mean? You're grinding, like that's where you're enjoying.
That's what shapes and builds you, like
so,
literally.
I don't know I think him just telling everyone that you're on your own timeline, like don't worry about anyone else, and that's like a big one. And also what my dad said about why does someone only make $10 an hour and someone makes 10,000? It's knowledge, you know what I mean? And I think that's a big one.
Yeah.
So I think wrestling was a big impact on me because.
And why did you start wrestling first? But like.
Okay, so in middle school I did track and field, but I had this thing called plantar fasciitis. It's like it's like flat feet, and it was too hard to run. And one of my boys, my Jake, he was a wrestler at the time, and I don't know, I was very interested in it in 8th grade, but I didn't join. So 9th grade, he was joining it. He was still in it. So I was like, bro, I should join. Like, I want to join. And I remember going up to Gary. I was like, yo, can I go to practice? And he was like, yeah. And it was very intimidating. Like, guys, I was 5'2" my freshman year of high school. Like, I'm 6'3", 6'4" now. But at the time, it's like all these giants, man. Like, and just getting bullied on and like, dude, it was like, dude, I'm not gonna lie, like, I wanted to quit, dude, because I was getting I was getting hurt every day.
But you stuck with it.
Yeah, I stuck with it because
of the result.
Yeah. So, dude, a year in my coach Aldo, like they're like my Aldo was like my second dad. He was my coach at the time. I still go see him like periodically, but yeah, dude, wrestling, it's different than a lot of sports because it shows you discipline and dedication because like a lot of people don't know, but you have to be a certain weight class when you're wrestling, right? So if you're a 152 pounder, you have to be, there's a 2 pound weight allowance usually, so you have to be 152 to 154. You have to run the night before, like Thanksgiving, the next day we would usually have a tournament. You'd eat Thanksgiving, run a 5-mile run, not eat anything, don't drink any water, go in a sauna, and like make sure you're sweating everything out. You don't eat breakfast the next day until you weigh in. Yeah, so it takes a toll on your body.
That's intense.
Yeah, but it was so routine for all of us, and I developed such a strong bond with my guys I'm with today. And a lot of people can't say that, A lot of people don't have friends that will ride for them, and I think wrestling was such a big thing because those guys are looking for my life, you know what I mean? And it kind of sucks that a lot of people don't have that. There's like a lot of toxicity nowadays and a lot of fake friends, you know what I mean? But yeah, dude, and they experienced everything I experienced, so there's so much respect towards each other, you know what I mean? And so yeah, dude.
I think that's super powerful when you mention like friendships and relationships that are toxic.
Yeah. Because
evidently, the people who you surround yourself is a reflection of where you want to be in life. And people, right?
The average of your 5 friends, man.
Yeah, and like the people that who are around that closest to you, you pick up those habits. So if you hang around all smokers and you're not a smoker, eventually you're gonna become a smoker, and people don't realize that. Yeah, at all.
Yeah. So yeah, wrestling was definitely a big one for me, and I think I'd say freshman and sophomore year that I was still in my shell. You know what I mean? I wasn't very outgoing, or like me and Jake, we would just be on our iPads, sitting in the table, just playing our iPads, playing like Geometry Dash or stuff like that. But it was until junior year, I was captain of the wrestling team, and I was like, I gotta step up. Like these guys are relying on me, and that was like a big thing for me. You know what I mean? Like I gotta be a leader and show them how to act. You know what I mean? So I think that's when another mental like shift. And I was like, holy snap! Like they're relying on me. You know what I mean? So that's when I was like, I gotta get out the shell and do what I want to do. So
that's like so powerful. So leading up from freshman year all the way until now, if you were still in college, you'd be in your second year.
Yeah.
Right? So what tools like helped you get here? Like throughout the journey, like what did you shift in your life? Like did you have to cut off people and
No, I don't think I had to cut off anyone, but if you're in a situation like that, you don't even have to cut off everyone. Like the thing is, just manage the time you're spending with them. You know what I mean? If it's your mom, right, and she's just nagging at you, blah 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 blah. Alright, just talk to her once a week, man. Just like don't even talk about don't talk about business, or if she's not in that same mindset as you. You know what I mean? Just manage your time. But I think for me, again, like I wasn't
critical.
Yeah.
Time is like
Yeah, dude. I think I had an epiphany, and I was like, like I'm 18, 17, 16, you know what I mean? And I was like, dude, like I'm at an advantage. I hear all these people talking about, I wish I was 18,
right?
I wish I was 19.
To redo what they messed up.
And it's like, I'm not gonna be that guy.
Right, because you're not getting, people don't realize that, and I haven't like really thought about this till my dad said it. He said, every second of the clock, you're getting older. You're not getting any younger.
Yeah,
so all the time you use is used and you can't get it back.
That's what I'm saying. So it's just getting after whatever you want to do. Like you're not gonna get any younger, and it's scary, bro. Because like we open our eyes, we're gonna be 30, dude. Like this next decade, like 2030, we're gonna be what, 29, 30, you know what I mean? Isn't that crazy? Like,
yeah, it is, yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So that's when I think, my habits changed, and I was like, yo. And I think another thing, before like right after school, I worked at my dad's firm for about a year. He's a financial advisor again, and his thing is to plan out people's retirements. So I did that for like a year. I would plan out people's retirements. So say they had like $350,000, we would build out a plan for them. All right, we'll put it into an annuity. We'll put it into life insurance. We'll like, make sure that you're set for the rest of your life. So that was pretty much my job. Like I had to plan out how this person's gonna live on that amount of money for the rest of their life. So I think that was also like a good
right, because you're seeing now what people have. Yeah. So if you were ever in that position, you kind of know what path you want to take. So you have like a really, really great advantage. Yeah. Is there anything else you have planned like for 2020?
Yeah. So right before we talk about that, I think another thing that a lot of people don't know about is financial literacy. You know what I mean? And it's so sad to see, because you know about what happened in 1896, but you don't know about how to do your taxes or be tax efficient or put it into investment vehicles where you can grow your money. People think like there's just bank accounts and that's crazy to me. Like there's high interest savings account, there's life insurance where you can make that money, there's annuities that can pay you for the rest of your life, and people don't even know about this kind of stuff. And you really need to read up on that, because they're not going to teach it in school. We have YouTube, guys. Like, we literally have the internet. Anything you want to learn, it's at your fingertips. There's no excuse. My thing is, there's no excuse not to be successful, especially in this day and age. Like, everyone has an at bat, and what I mean by at bat is that you have a shot. You have a shot to do whatever you want. Like,
use it.
That's what I'm saying. Use it. You know what I mean?
And people waste it.
That's what I'm saying.
This to you, but y'all that are like lazy out there and don't do nothing with your life, y'all gotta use it. You guys have an opportunity.
Yeah. So, but for 2020, man, like, I think I found what I want to do in trading. That's a big one for me. So I'm not even necessarily an investor. So an investor would be like Warren Buffett, right?
Yeah. So how does that all work?
Yeah.
Like trading.
Okay.
Because I do like investments. I already have my retirement account, and I have certain stocks and stuff
So for investing, that would be something like Warren Buffett, right? He holds a position for a long time. He gets paid dividends. Like, dividends are what you get paid every quarter. So say you invest in a company like Netflix, right? Netflix, and they'll pay you a dividend every quarter. So that means you're going to get a certain amount of money every quarter, depending on how much you invest.
Right.
And they'll pay you every quarter as long as you hold the share. And then there's something called swing trading. Swing trading is holding a position for a couple weeks to a couple months. Okay, so you want to hold Tesla. So Tesla has grown over 2 times in like the last 6 months. So Tesla is at 250, right? When I started trading, it's at almost 500 now, right?
Wow.
It's almost almost 600. It's almost at 600. Yeah. So that would be like a swing trade. Like, you hold that share, and now you sold it for like a $400 profit. You know what I mean?
Right. Because you get the difference.
Yeah.
What you paid.
And then there's day trading. So this is what I do. Day trading is scalping. So day trading is, I can make money if the market's going up or down. It does not matter. So there's these things called candlesticks, and I'm gonna send you a video that you told me to talk to you about, and I'll explain it to you. But there's these things called candlesticks, right? And it's like a different language, pretty much. So it's my job to predict what's gonna happen, the future, pretty much. And if I can successfully predict the future, then I'll make money. All right. So in simple terms, so I'm usually in a position for about it can be up to a couple of minutes or in like an hour or a couple hours.
That must be stressful.
Yeah, dude, literally mindset we were talking about. Trading is all mindset, dude. And I think that's why I really enjoy it, because if you can master your mind and be emotionless during trading, you'll be amazing, you know what I mean? So that's what I do. So say I invest in that, or not invest in Netflix, I buy Netflix. I do options. So I don't want to confuse you guys. It's different from shares, and So your Netflix share is like what, $400 right now, right?
Right.
I do options, which is an option contract is 100 shares. So one contract has 100 shares, but there's expiration dates on the option, right? So say I bought an option on Monday and it's gonna expire on Friday. They're gonna give it to me at a discount because it's gonna expire in 5 days. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm buying 100 shares in Netflix for around like $500, right? But each share costs $400. So pretty much I'm holding $40,000 worth of Netflix for those 5 days, but I only paid $500. So imagine, so if a stock moves a couple of dollars, you can make a lot of money. So say I bought an option for Netflix for $500, it's 100 contract, 100 shares, right?
Right. Yeah.
And it moves $2, $3. Like I just made $300 right there in a minute. You know what I mean? So and depending on your position size, the more money you can make. So I'm in a group where we trade and like we talk about it and stuff like that, right? We have an admin that's he's a millionaire.
Right.
Dude. And it sounds too good to be true. And I wish I could show you guys, but this guy literally has made more than 10 million this year.
Wow.
This year. I've literally seen him make $1 million in an hour.
But what's his net worth? How much? So
He's
a millionaire.
He's a millionaire. So
what would you say to someone who's like in college or just graduated from high school or who could still be in high school who only has like $100 or gets $50 every week for an allowance?
Yeah.
So how would you grapple with that?
So what I would do is definitely study the market. Options is it's not an easy thing to learn, but I hopped in straight into options. But before I hopped in, I learned as much as I could, you know what I mean? I wasn't just throwing my money away. So if you can learn that and again, get a side hustle, save up $1,000 or save up $500 or how much ever you want to start with. Honestly, you can start with $200, but yeah, that's gonna take some work to build it up. But start with 500. I would say start with 500. Start with $1,000, and if you can do that, dude, like my goal this year is to grow my account 10. Okay, so my minimum goal this year for every week is to grow 10%. My reach goal is 20%. Okay, so if I hit that goal, like, so say you started with like $1,500, right? And your goal is 10% a week. Okay, you made $150 that week, or 20%. You made what, $300 that week, right? Yeah. So, and if you do that for the next 8 months, your account would be $350,000, dude. And it's simpler than it seems. I mean, it's not simpler. It's harder than it seems, but
absolutely,
yeah,
by far.
So, yeah, once I realized the market and I saw these returns and it happened to me, I was like, yo, there's no stopping me now, because my thing is like I feel like I'm so literate when it comes to trading now, and I know so much now that there's no limit. So I want to eventually build an account to $100,000, and once it's $100,000, if I make 1% on my account a day, that's $1,000 a day. $1,000. There's 20 trading days in a month. That's 20K a month. Easy. A 1%, that's easy, bro. 20,000. If I was doing 10%, dude, that's 10,000 racks a day. You know what I mean? So it's like, it sounds insane it sounds foreign. You know what I mean? It's like, yo,
like you said, nobody knows about this.
And that's
it's not taught in high school.
It's not taught in high
school.
school.
And that's why I don't understand why people just, like I said, everybody doesn't have to go to college. Yeah. But like you said earlier too, you can if you like to. There's a different path. You want to be whatever it is that requires college, like a doctor or a lawyer, whatever that part.
Yeah. So and again, like we're not bashing college at all. But if you're not gonna go to college, you need to have a plan. You can't
do something with your life.
Yeah, you can't be just sitting around. Like right now, I'm working my 9-to-5 job. I'm grinding. You know what I mean? But you need to put your hands.
But that's not your end goal, though. Of course.
Yeah, of course. Right. I hate working for it.
Dude,
I hate working for
like in life, that was always my mentality. I was like, I never want to work for like anybody ever. Yeah. Like, ever.
So yeah.
I want to be the boss. Yeah, I'm calling the shots.
Exactly.
You're gonna tell me what to do.
Exactly. So yeah. So just right now, I'm putting my hands in the dirt, but I know that's not the end goal. It's just stacking away my money and like guys also like learn about saving and stuff like that, because it's honestly, it's not how much you make. If you're making 400K a year and your expenses are 390K, like, you're not any richer than the guy right next to you, you know what I mean? So
right.
it's how much you save. So if you save, then
Yeah, saving is key.
yeah.
Yeah, living a frugal life. That's how y'all do it. Yeah, thank you for stopping by.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Chance Chapman.
Yes, sir.
Just in time.